Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, let's take a look at Nvidia stock and let's get ready for this coming week and what are those zones or the levels that we need to be watching for this week for the next massive move. Now, we had a really amazing last week, or I should say a magnificent last week, right? We got really good price action, held above $118, right? Now this was the level last weekend I talked about. There were just abnormal calls sitting above 118, and Nvidia, as we'll go through the price action, you will see like bulls were just like holding on to this level, keeping it above this, and all those calls, people who would not have rolled it over, and if they would have chosen to close them up or in expiration, well, they made the money. But anyways, I'll talk about options on Nvidia in tomorrow's video as for how things are looking like going in for this week. As for this video, we'll be focusing on the technicals and let's figure out what's going on in the price action. Now with that, please note, none of this is any financial advice and is only for education purposes. Please hit the like and subscribe as well if you find my videos valuable and helpful. Now, if also you are a member and you have access to my tools, please remember to update Junior Trader Easy Day and Swing Trading tool. There is a new mode and feature that has been added to it, that is active and passive mode. More on this, I have provided you videos as well, you know, the way you are in contact with me. So just go through the video, all the explanation is there. There's a mode now, active and passive mode, and it's based on your style. You can choose how you like. So let's jump right into the technicals here on Nvidia, right? So we are in, well, let's go to the, first let's see the short volume data. So we are in an uptrend right now, had a really good upside last week. We'll go through all those things in just a second. We closed above 118 as for the short volume data. The thing is that this 38 that came high and back then, but they got squeezed out for sure, guys. 38 and 36 at that $109 level, and you can see the huge candle came up. Yes, we are still having 34% 2 consecutive days. That is still a high short volume on a stock like Nvidia, but the price action right now is not confirming weakness to me. All right, so let's talk about those levels. What are those levels, right? So let's turn off the short volume. So what I mean to say is that right now, even though we have a high short volume, but it's nothing to worry about, in my opinion, right now, though, because we'll go through the price action and things would make more sense. It's better to stick with that price action, okay? Now let's go to the hourly interval, and I'll turn on my indicator as well, my tool, and well, anyways, one more thing. So the active mode that we are in on daily interval, we do have a structure running bullish as well here. This is in the active mode. Now, what is difference between active and passive mode? Well, if you are a member, you already know by now. You have received a video. And if you need access to my tools, links are in the description below of this video. All right, so yes, we are running in the bullish mode, or bullish bullish structure in the active mode is what I want to say. That's, yeah, because there could be a bearish active mode as well, right? There's an active and passive mode are the two differences. But anyways, so we are above the cloud as well, right? We were above the cloud, and $109, as I pointed you to, 38 and 36 high short volume that came. That was an important area to get out and above to squeeze those short sellers out, and we also got that confirmation getting above the cloud. That trend line I also provided you. So that was the move last week. And then so the Friday, that, you know, the yesterday, we started to see some weakness here, right? So now let's talk about what are those two zones. So I'm going to turn off this tool for a second. So first level still remains 118. This may not look very apparent. Why so, Junior Trader? If we see that the weakness is coming in over here on the hourly interval, right? Why $118 is a good important level, right? Because the weakness came, however, that was just an intraday weakness, and We didn't break below the level of 118 yet. And also, why that level still is very important is, let's go to the 5 minutes interval and things will get much clearer. So what are we seeing at $118 level? And again, it doesn't have to be right at that level, it's around that level. Huge buying happened. Price tried to go below that. Huge buying happened on a strong volume as well, right? And 118 and above, 118 especially, were the abnormal calls sitting, right? The last weekend that I talked about. Huge support again. Look at it. So many support came around that level of 118, right? Price tried to keep bombarding itself against that level, and it kept just getting bought back up. We have multiple tests and confirmation of this level being held by the buyers than the selling, because selling was just tested twice up there, like 120 zone, twice or thrice, but buyers tested like 6, 7, 8 times, whatnot, right? And every time it just got bought back up. Even the day prior, this was the level that was first being resisted, right? That this was on Thursday. You can see 3 times strong resistance, but then once we finally broke out of this level kept holding. So you get my point, right? Like this level $118 is very important, and this is what I have been calling out from even back when we were in the distribution phase, and I talked about that back on the daily interval again. And back here, I talked about why $118 level is such of an importance, right? So this level is very important, and if so, this is one of the levels to watch. Okay, the next level is 120 to 122. This is a zone, the next zone. Okay, and why so? Well, because that's where right now the little bit of this resistance has been coming from last 2 days. But once we clear this up to the upside, and 122 is also important to clear up due to these areas of previous pivot zones and resistance, because this is where a 122 and above. So if I show you the short volume data back then when I was calling out, guys, we have a lot of short sellers piling up, right? So the breakdown on either side or squeeze would give a massive move, and back then we broke to the downside, right? This was where the huge short sellers were piling up. So if we can get out and above of that 120 and 122, we are in that territory. But the benefit that bulls will have this time is that structure is going in the bullish direction, and that's what I'm trying to say. We are still in the higher highs and higher lows, and as we continue to stay above 118, that bulls are still showing us a lot of strength there. Getting above 120 and start to get above 122 is a start of a massive move that once we break above 122 can shoot us back up here. And these short sellers, if they are still there, which I think they most of them are still holding, because you can see more short selling work was coming here. This time there's a likelihood we will end up squeezing them up. So there's just a lot of building up into this next massive move that can potentially happen here on Nvidia above that zone. So what I'm going to do is pretty much just extend this blue box out. Either direction of this is a strong move. The upside strong move may start to come in with more strength as if we start to get above 120 on Monday. Nvidia will have to break one side or the other. The thing is that even if we lose 118, let's say for any reason, there is a lot of support at 115, eventually with 200 hours moving average, 50 hours moving average coming from underneath as well, and overall structure being still technically bullish. We are still fine for a potential upside on Nvidia. Okay, so it all comes down to this zone. Blue box again, either side, strong move. Upside will start happening above 120, below 118. Yes, some weakness can come, but so far bulls have been holding, as I showed you on lower time frame, that level really well. And even if we lose it for any reason, as I said, there's still good support sitting in this zone. and we'll have to see the price action then if it breaks, right? But what I'm saying is that once the price starts to come in, we'll have to see where it's holding double bottom or higher lows again, forming or strength, right? But there's lots still sitting in the benefit of the bulls going at least into this week. If weakness would start to come in, I'll talk about it. So far, things are looking fine to me. Let's go to the weekly interval. And weekly interval, guys, we are looking good. It is still technically holding higher pivots here, right? And as I talked to you guys even last weekend, that I do expect Nvidia to bounce up again from here on, right? Somewhere because of these consolidations as well. And the zones, these are important zones. And I talk to you guys, this may bounce. And we got that bounce. We are going up. And the way the week has also closed, it has closed really strong above 118. That's already a win. As I showed you that distribution phase zone, this is already a win for the bulls. And now it's all about holding 118, right? And those levels like 115, holding above that. Those are the important zones. And you can see on the weekly interval, 115 around is where 20 weeks moving average was also, or is still also, right? So important areas, important zones, right? So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it actually for this video. And we still have a lot of strength, all right? And oh yes, and we have still a lot of strength, and there's definitely these are the two zones or two levels areas to watch, and that is marked by the blue box over here. And why I said oh, because, well, guys, also don't forget to check out my junior trader dividend investing channel. My portfolio is in new highs. I did a video on this yesterday. Check it out if you're interested in following along. Subscribe here as well, and just check out the sequence if you haven't done so, because it will give you a heads up on where things are, the way they are, why they are, well, which is in good profits, and how I have been building this public facing portfolio in the dividend investing side, right? So that's pretty much it. Link to with that channel will be in the description of this video. And also if you need access to my tools that you saw in the videos, links to my tools are in the description as well. All right, with that, I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.